It's literally this. It's literally this. You want me to show you what I was doing? I was sitting there just like this and doing this. Because I've toned it down. Because I know it doesn't have to be that intense. But still, if you look at somebody doing that, it still looks intense. Fuck you guys.
People, when people say, hey, you're a hypocrite about something, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about being a hypocrite about something. Was I right about the first thing I said? Right?
Listen.
Right? Like, if you say, hey, you should go work out, and I'm like, yeah, but I never go work out. And it's like, yeah, but am I wrong? It's like, yeah, true, you probably should work out. Correct.
What's good, homie? What's going on?
Oh, just living a dream over here, bro.
Living the fucking dream.
Yeah.
So, I was telling you before the podcast started, we were like,
This is so fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so yesterday I went to go upgrade my iPad at the
Who
Apple
does
Store.
this shit? Look at that.
And,
Not upgrade, but fucking
and I've been getting it's just fucking chill, bro. Damn, man.
I hate you so much. Oh my God, dude.
And the thing is, it sounds like an arrogant thing, but this is something you can do anywhere. I was doing my WIM HOF meditation, which is 30 breaths in, 30 breaths out, exhaling, holding your breath for as long as not.
Oh, can you give us a sample of that? This. And where were you doing this again?
In the middle of the Apple Store. Inside of the mall while I'm waiting
like
for the
a fucking
technician.
Psychopath, bro.
Okay, yeah, so I look
This
like I'm
freaking
fucking
guy.
crazy.
Like what? Like I told you, like me, like you have no shame. That's the way I see this shit. Like you have zero shame. Like I can never go in there and just sit there and looking like I'm fucking giving birth and shit in the middle of a store because people are gonna fucking freak out. People are like, is he okay? Is that guy gonna kill everybody? He's gonna fucking kill everybody.
Dog, here's the fucking worst part is he'll find like the quietest moments and he has headphones in, so it's like loud as shit, and in your head it's like loud as shit. We were on the plane and we were like landing, like we were just coming down, or we might have already been on the ground. We were just waiting to get off the plane, and he's just sitting there. And for the people that are listening, like it sounds like just breathing, but if it's quiet, it sounds like a fucking turbine.
For real.
It's like
Like, dude.
It's so fucking true.
But look.
I just sit next to him like, oh, yeah, I'm with this.
But that shit trips me out. It's like, all right, so you can go back to your car and do that, like, or wait, like, for yourself to get back to the car, or do you feel like in that moment it had to be done?
I was driving to the Apple Store and I was like, it was 5 o'clock. And I was like, man, it's Friday, 5 o'clock. An extra 10 minutes might keep me in that Apple Store for like an extra 3 hours. I'm like, before a bunch of people get there, I'm going to fucking just go to the store. So I go to the store, I sign in, and the guy tells me it's going to be 10, 15 minutes. So I go outside in the middle of the mall. Okay? And I complain to him that I'm like, yo, I don't want to be here for like 3 hours. Because if this shit doesn't work, I just want to upgrade, and I don't want to have to come back here and talk to you again and have to get put into another queue. I just want to know if I can move to the next person from the technician to the salesperson right after that. And he's like, he goes, oh, okay, hold on, we'll get you in here quick. So I go outside and I'm sitting in front of the store and I start doing my meditation, and he walks over to me like 2 minutes in and he goes, yo, we got you in. And I was like, all right, cool. And I know how this shit works. He's like, go sit over there. And I'm like, man, this is going to take another fucking 20 minutes, bro. So I was like, instead of just sitting there, and I'd been anxious all day and I hadn't meditated in the morning before work. Yeah. So like I was just anxious from all day, and I had just snapped on him. I had just sat there and been like, no, I don't want to fucking sit here. I didn't snap on him, but I was like, I gave him a little bit of attitude. So because I gave him attitude, I went to immediately check myself. And I went outside to go meditate. I was like, yo, you need to meditate because you just did something you didn't have to do to this guy. This guy didn't deserve to be spoken to that way. It's what I said to myself. And so I was like, let me go meditate. So once I'm inside and I know I'm going to wait another fucking 20 minutes, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to start meditating. And in the middle of the Apple Store, like literally in the back of the store, you know, like all front are all the displays. And then in the back is where the technicians are and shit like that. And there's little like cool fucking, like they're not even chairs. They're little fucking crates. They like sitting like 6 feet apart from each other, like 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and on the ends are technicians. And I'm sitting on one of the ends next to the technicians on my right hand side, and I'm by myself.
Giving birth.
What the fuck were you gonna say?
Giving birth.
Yeah. So I'm sitting
Headphones
there.
on, right?
By the way, I'm very conscious of what I'm doing, and I'm looking around, and like while I'm doing it, I'm just like, and the thing is, I'm so into it that everyone around me stops existing. So, and I have my headphones on with like noise canceling on, so like I really can't hear anything. All right. So
Yo,
I'm
you
sitting
should.
there.
You really deserve to be like a celebrity because only a celebrity would do something as fucking weird as that. With like, I have to sit here and meditate for this time. It is time for me to meditate.
I was.
I don't care what the world
By
thinks.
the way,
I don't care how annoying I am. I don't care
By the
how
way-
loud I'm breathing.
by the way,
I don't give a fuck.
by the way,
I must do this.
by the way,
I
know that you tried to insult me right now, but
I know
thank
you don't care. That's
I
the
do.
crazy
I
shit.
do care. I do care. What you just said to me was a huge compliment.
Yeah, you're
Like, I was
right
like,
up.
wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
you're
All I
almost
heard was,
there.
I'm a celebrity.
You're doing it
Okay.
backwards. Yeah.
I'm doing it backwards. Not famous. Breathing in a fucking Apple store.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there doing my meditation, and I get to my third round, and this is where fuck the both of you. Okay. Fuck the both of you, and fuck both of you laughing at me.
Wait. So
Now,
what happens
oh,
next? Franco?
wait, bitch, wait. Let me tell you the fucking story. So I'm sitting there and I'm on my last round. I do 4 rounds of this shit. So I'm at 20 minutes of this fucking place, okay? 20 minutes of that shit. All right. And it's not that dramatic. It's literally this. You want me to show you what I was doing? I was sitting there just like this and doing this. Because I've toned it down. Because I know it doesn't have to be that intense. But still, if you look at somebody doing that, it still looks intense. Fuck you guys. Okay. So this dude walks over to me and I think it's the technician because I'm still opening my eyes. Normally I keep my eyes closed all the time. And I'm still keeping my eyes open.
Is anybody looking at me?
No.
Do I look cool, guys?
No ego. All right. No ego.
My ego's gone, but how do I look though?
So
Do I look better now?
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, look, I'm better than all of you. Look, I'm fucking meditating in the middle of an Apple store. Which, by the way, now that I think about it,
I'm a very busy person. I must meditate right now. I have to get it in. Because like after this, I'm doing my push-ups. You fucking asshole, bro.
listen, you can do it anywhere, dog. You
Obviously,
can do it anywhere.
fuck.
Yeah. So
The world
what?
is my bedroom.
Oh
Huh?
man.
The world is my bedroom.
Remember?
That's right. The world is my bedroom. So I'm sitting there, dog. And this dude walks up to me. I think it's the tech walking up to me to tell me, hey, are you Franco?
Yeah.
What's up with your iPad or whatever, right?
And it was like a paramedic and shit. Like, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay,
Yeah.
Annie?
Are you okay? So what happens is that he walks over to me and he goes, hey, I take my headphone off and he looks at me. He goes, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I'm at the no breathing part. So I'm just sitting there, not breathing. And I go, mm-hmm. And he goes, are you doing the Wim Hof meditation right now? And I look at him and I go,
He has a Facebook.
and I go, and I look and I go, I look at my phone and I show him my phone and I show and it says Wim Hof meditation. And I go, mm-hmm. And he goes, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions about this? Because I've been searching for like new ways for like health and stuff like that. And I just want to ask you a couple questions. I've been interested. And I looked at him and I showed him the timer and I go, can you just let me finish real quick? And then we'll get back. And he goes, yeah. By that point, by the time I'm done exhaling and doing my whole shit, the technician comes up to me and is like, yo, what's good? Blah, blah. Turns out, I ended up talking to that guy. He's like the manager of the technicians there. And we ended up having a great conversation about the meditation. And this dude is like you can, like, if you see somebody out in the cold, if you're out in like New York and you see somebody with shorts on and no shirt and they're running, just yell Wim Hof to them and they're gonna turn around and go,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just the truth, dog. Like
I've seen it.
like, yeah. And it's like I live by dude, like I take cold showers every day, 2-minute cold showers every single day. Minimum 2 minutes, maximum like 5 minutes. But by the time you get to like minute 1.5, like minute one minute, the cold water feels warm just from breathing and sitting there. It's really fucking weird. But it does work and it's changed my life. Like it's like I was anxious. And when I'm anxious, even if I'm not, like I did it on the plane, I didn't do the whole meditation. What, Blake? What?
Nah.
We're here trying to be serious.
Motherfucker,
Nah.
you go after a minute in the breathing, it starts to feel warm. You know what else feels warm? A fucking warm shower.
Yeah, yo. That's a hypothermia fucking
But-
kicking in.
but,
I don't
okay.
feel my body anymore. It's like, yeah, you're
No,
dying.
No. The thing is, if you keep breathing, you heat your body up from the inside
I
out.
get it. Look, I'm gonna tell
You
you.
don't get it. You've never done it.
You don't know shit about me.
Oh, you've never done it. You've never done it.
I'll tell you one thing.
Have you done it?
Yeah,
Shit.
actually, I have, but I'm not like you. Not like dedicated as fuck.
Let's
Like,
do it. It's 10 minutes. We can spend 10 minutes talking about
sounds
it.
like
10 minutes
sounds
doing
like
it.
a lot of work.
No.
No.
Breathing and not breathing is
Can
a lot of work.
I got a question for
I
you.
fucking hate you.
In this conversation, you see my calmness and chilling, and you're the one that meditates. That's why I don't do it. Because if it's gonna get me more to that, I'm just gonna stick to whatever the fuck I'm doing, which is mostly just smoking weed and like minding my business and shit.
Oh, come
This is
on.
all I do.
That's just how I am in life. I'm passionate about
Yeah,
shit.
high tension, bro. I get it.
Not, yo, you need to relax. Don't be saying that out loud.
But you know what? No, but not. It's not a jab to you, honestly. Like everybody that I've ever met, like maybe like a handful of people, but this is a hard one. But like most people that I've met that meditate are fucking erratic. They have issues. They got some other crazy ass shit going on, and they try to use it to balance themselves out. But I feel like it's not working.
It works for me.
Well,
You don't think it's working for me?
You
don't think I've been? You think in the last 2 years I haven't changed?
I would
know
say,
it's yelling at you in your face.
yeah, like
bro.
a second ago, right? So okay, so do you see where I'm coming from?
that doesn't dictate.
It's like you meditate and then you talk like DMX. Like, you know, like just bugging. Like,
Yes, son.
like, yo, you good, bro?
Well,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I know, you know what? And it's not you, honestly. Like I said, it's a lot of people that I meet. Majority of people that I meet that are like, that I feel like the Zen part comes without their meditation. Like they're already chill people, and they meditate and they think about stuff. But in general, they're always pretty chill people. You see, and then I find people that are super hyped that meditate, but they're still super hyped.
See, but I'm super
You know
hyped
what I
because
mean?
I'm a performer too. Like it's not like in my day to day. You've lived with me.
I'm all, yeah, of course. Look,
You
I'm
look
all,
at me, I'm fucking quiet, dog. Like I generally mind my own business. What do you hear me coughing?
Yeah.
You hear me coughing more than
all
anything.
the time.
Yeah. it's
Yeah.
the sound of Franco dying over there.
Yeah,
You know that,
I'm like, listen, that was like the sounds of nature for me.
babe? Yeah.
Like he'll be coughing in his room. I'm like, you hear that shit? That's him dying slowly.
Yeah, that's fucking him
sounds
dying
of
slowly.
nature.
But yeah, but like here's the thing is that I don't believe that like who I am, like the meditation helps me balance like my emotions, my it
Look, I
centers me.
think it helps. I just think that people exaggerate it. People act like it takes them to a whole nother level of being. But then when I go into the core of the people, ask them a couple questions and something, and I watch them flip and trigger and start saying crazy shit and
Let's
doing
go,
stuff.
flip and trigger
And then
now.
literally
I was just telling you about
coming
6
back.
earlier.
Yeah, right? And then literally coming back to like, you know, like eventually they come back to the Zen stage and shit like that. But look, I'm sure it helps a lot of people. I'm
called
for
me.
a fact, I know it helps people. Don't get me wrong. But again, the majority of people that I met, it doesn't help them to the level that they make pretend it does.
First of all, I have to say, transcendental meditation, typical meditation. This isn't what this is.
I know what it is.
Yeah. This isn't like sitting down and thinking.
I gotta
Like
wait.
having no
So
thoughts.
peep this,
I
peep
can't
this.
do that. Like that's not a fucking thing. That is not even remote. I've tried it,
Yeah.
and you get to a moment
You can
where
do it.
you
You come
reach,
back. You gotta forgive yourself when
you
it
reach,
goes away.
you
it
reach
comes back.
timelessness. You reach timelessness to where like you're sitting there and you're like, wait, was that 30 minutes or was that 10 minutes? Was that
Yeah.
1 minute or that was 2 minutes? You can get there, but there's a constant practice. So it takes
Hmm.
20, 30 years to be like, yo, an hour feels like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? To
Mhm.
get to that point quickly. What this does is that it gets you there without the need to sit there and be like, oh, I'm like, what it does is that it takes all your thoughts. That's what meditation, it takes everything around you and goes, it's okay.
Mhm.
And then you release it again and you go, oh, look at all those crazy thoughts. And then you go, okay. So like for me, I'm anxious. You're not an anxious person. So like for you, meditating is like, yo, I'm chilling all the time. For me, I'm high strung all the time. And that comes from like trauma and like other shit or whatever. So like I do it because I need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't do it twice a day, if I don't do it in the morning and I don't do it at night, like before I go to bed, there's this uneasiness in my day, dog. Like, and this is what I've noticed is like, this is the work that I do for myself and stuff like that, which like, for instance, you don't even know it, But what I'm learning right now, you and Blake do this shit automatically. You've lived your lives this way, where like you just do the things that you're supposed to do. Where I'm over here going, do I have to do that?
Bro.
But there's this, and then there's this, and then I don't do nothing. Okay, because now I have 10 different options versus like you guys go, okay, I want to do this. I just started asking myself what I want to do, but that's besides the point. That's not even the point of this whole conversation. But as far as meditation is concerned, yeah, fuck him, fuck you, and you guys want to be all stoic and fucking you guys fucking.
Let's just put it this way: if we were both meditating, right, somewhere like in the middle of nowhere, I would feel comfortable with that. I can meditate next to you. If we were in the middle of an Apple store, I would be like, what the fuck is this guy next to me doing?
Okay. I'll tell you a funny story.
What the fuck?
I'll tell you a funny story. There was a girl that walked up with the dude. And she went, like, he went to me and she went, And while we're talking, he goes, yo, you know what's funny? He goes, the girl that I was with the glasses I was walking with or whatever, she told me, she goes, yo, I hope I don't get that guy over there. He's breathing really hard over there, right?
Yeah, because you look like, think about it. I'm trying to calm myself down because I'm fucking angry.
Yeah, so then she goes, like,
I was out of line how I talked to him. I need to bring myself back down to center.
By the way, you two fucking stoic pieces of shit. You guys are like, what do you mean? You're just gonna be cool from the beginning? And like, life is so simple. You could have just you could have just been like, I don't know what's going on here, instead of being like, yeah, I don't want to fucking talk to this guy. And I get that, but not everybody is that way, and I get that. But I'm learning that shit. I hope to get to a point in my life where like I could look at you guys and you guys could be like, oh shit, this guy's not so high strung anymore. This guy's not so, and that's the point of the practice. The practice is that to eventually do this stuff all the time, you know what I mean? And get to the point, like, I'm trying to learn how to love myself. I don't fucking love myself. You guys seem like you love yourselves.
No. We just, I just
not
don't.
at all.
I just want to tell you guys I'm doing better than you
care.
right now.
Yeah. I'm like, I just don't care.
When I meditate, that's all I tell myself. I go, I love me. I go to my head, I love me. And I've cried. I've literally cried saying that to myself, like, during my meditation. And you don't realize it, like, you don't know this, but like that whole like loving yourself shit, like it sounds so dumb and like from a comedic and like logical sense. For me, it helps me. For me, it's changed my life. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not for like, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, yeah, it's probably for the people that are kind of bothering me. You said that. It got hurt my feelings, and I'm like, oh, so I'm just like everybody else, where I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't so
I'm
zen
calm,
there.
guys. I'm calm. I'm being zen.
But you're not wrong. Most people that do most people, crystals, fucking meditation, all these people, like, they're lunatics. Let's just be honest. Like, a lot of the times, like, a girl tells me, she's like, I got crystals. I'm like, where's this the last time I'm talking to you?
You're
know
like,
what I mean?
fuck.
Like, yeah. Horoscopes. Let me do your birth charts. Stop it, bitch. Okay, like, no, that's not what's gonna happen. But it's helped me out, man. And to each their own, you know what I mean? But
yeah. You know, you can do whatever you want and make whatever makes you happy and whatever works. You know, like I said, I just think it doesn't work as much. And when I try to look at like things very objectively.
But can I ask you a question? You said it doesn't work as much.
Yeah.
As opposed to what other things in life.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't do everything perfect every day.
Correct.
Sometimes you don't brush your teeth.
And that
you
I
don't beat
do.
yourself up.
I brush my goddamn teeth every day.
Okay.
You should pick a better example.
Okay. Okay. You're telling me you don't get wasted sometimes.
Yes.
And then you just go,
Yeah.
Don't fucking see.
I probably somebody else's house or some shit, or maybe, I don't know, but I fucking brush my goddamn teeth.
Be like, all fucking.
No. This is what I'm saying.
Brushing.
I try to be objective when it comes to certain things. So it's like, hey man, like, if the goal is to be like zen as fuck or whatever, you know, and like it's only making you like 5% better or 10, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's good. That's cool. But maybe there's something that'll, like, I don't know, because 5% ain't a, you know, you can, like, a lot of the crazy shit we do, like, if we flip out on somebody, it happens in a minimum amount of time of the day. It's not that we're doing that 24/7. You know what I mean? So, like controlling that to the point, like, there has to be something else that would help that's better than this, or that we can add on to that? You know how people go, oh, we do the gym, we do this, we do that, we do this.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. You know what I mean? But like, I like to see results, because I have a tendency of finding a lot of people that talk about Zen and talking about this and that, but live in a fucking panic.
No, don't talk about it. Be about it. 100%. 100%.
They live
most
in a panic,
people,
bro.
No. Most people. I think that's the majority of humans live in that realm where like, I'm gonna tell you how to live, but I don't operate that way. You know what I mean? Whereas
I like that shit too, bro.
Huh?
I'm into that too, though.
What do you mean?
Just telling people how to live, but not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you should really work out.
Yeah. You shouldn't eat like that.
You should work out, go meditate, do
dinner.
this, do that. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that, but I'm just telling you what would be a good idea. But
there's not
right. There's not like people. You know, when
wrong.
People say, "Hey, you're a hypocrite about something," I'm like, I don't give a fuck about being a hypocrite about something. Was I right about the first thing I said? Right?
Listen.
Right? Like if you say, "Hey, you should go work out," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I never go work out," and it's like, "Yeah, but am I wrong?" It's like, "Yeah, true. You probably should work out." Correct. Like
yeah,
what the fuck?
But that's not.
If I don't do it, doesn't mean that you not doing it's gonna be like good for you. That's not. It's just, I don't know. It's just the way, you gotta approach shit.
The way I see it personally is, like I said, it's the approach of things, and I think ultimately that dictates a lot of how you handle life and stuff like that. And because like I heard this the other day, it's like, if I don't know how to manage this now, imagine when you get to real fame, all that shit, and I don't know how to handle my emotions. In a good way and in a bad way. Like when I went on the tour with them, these guys, you can ask them. I got onto the flight on our way back, and I said, "What a fun weekend." And Blake looks at me and he goes, "We've been having fun the whole time. Where have you been?" It's like I haven't been having fun. You know what I mean? And it's like because I wasn't ready for that. Like I wasn't. Emotionally I wasn't, but I handled it. I showed up. I was there. I did the work, and that's what I'm proud of. And that's the vulnerability part. You know what I mean? It's like being vulnerable enough to be like, yo, I never done this alone, but I'm going to do it. And I did it and it's fine. And it was scary, but I still did it. And like, now there's like that confidence and stuff like that. So like all these, the way I see it is that where you see it as like 10% better, to me, I'll even go less. 1% better every single day. 1% better every single day is a building block. I'm not trying to build Rome in a day. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm trying to take 32 years of programming and change that shit.
Yeah.
And like, that's not going to be something that happens. Like, I'm not going to be automatically Zen. And I think that's the problem with people is that they go, oh, it's consistency and discipline is self-love. If you're consistent in life and you're which these are things that you have and you don't realize it, that like this thing that like where you look at me and you go, that's stupid. That why do you need to do all those things? You know what I mean? But both of you have consistency and discipline, which is a form of self-love. Don't say that you fucking don't because you've been an athlete before and you know how to be consistent and you know how to be disciplined. Yeah. You just choose not to.
But it's not self-consistent. It's not self-discipline. That's the difference with athletes. Is I had to show up to practice. I didn't have an option.
But here's the next thing.
It's like the military or something.
This is the most important thing that I fucking learned. Who are you showing up for? How did I get into stand-up comedy? I go to Samantha's house. Okay? How did I get into stand-up comedy? If you want to know how I got into stand-up comedy, how I lived my life up until fucking 32 years, up until a year or two ago. Up until a week ago, a month ago. All right? I want to try stand-up comedy. I go to one of my best friends, Samantha, and I go to her house and I do stand-up in their living room. And I bomb. Rightfully so.
Yeah, because you're doing stand-up in the living room.
It's like doing stand-up right here to the two of you, and then you guys not laughing at me being
what's
like,
going on, guys?
Yeah. So, and then I'll never forget, I sat down on the couches. You know how like the apartment is set up? The couch, the TV in the corner. I'm in front of the coffee table. They're both sitting there, and there's a chair like right here. They're sitting down there. I go to sit back down here. Samantha, I have my hand here. Samantha reaches her hand over as like a really good friend and goes, I think you should try something else. Okay? Bro, let's tell you something.
Like, what are your best
I
friends?
wanted to cry at that moment. Okay? At that exact moment, I wanted to cry. I held it in. And then I said, I gotta go. And then I went into my car and I cried home. I cried the whole way home, and I Googled comedy books. And this was the book that I found. Okay?
Yeah.
Read it. Went to my first open mic. And my whole career was based on, I'm going to fucking show you.
Yeah. Like, I can do it.
And here's the thing. Why am I sitting in Cleveland with no money after doing 2 sold out shows for 400 plus people, crying and going, this is all for naught? What's the point if I'm not making money, but I'm doing these shows? What's the point? Who are you doing this for? Samantha? So instead of fuck you, I'm going to show the world self-love is the thing that I've learned is show yourself. What Michael Jordan did, play the game within the game. You know, he has a game. He has to play the Milwaukee Bucks. But he, in his head, goes, I'm going to beat them. But also, I know that my general manager likes this player on this other team. So I'm going to embarrass him on top of winning this game. So I'm playing the game within the game for my life. What do I want? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? And asking yourself those questions kind of could dictate. It makes life a little bit more easier for me to navigate. And when people give advice, here's the thing. I hate when people give advice because they sit there and they go, this is how you should do it. Mm-hmm. When in reality, it's like, this is what works for me. Try it. And if it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't work for you, that's why self-help shit is so popular. And everybody's a guru and a genius. Mm-hmm. And this is my method. You need to do it like this. Because unfortunately, most people are like me. Most people tell me what to do. Just give me a list. Mm-hmm. If someone came to me at 20 and said, you want to be a comedian? Yeah. This is what you need to do. This step, this step, this step, this step, this step, this step, this will get you here. I think life would have been a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
But then I have bystander apathy. No, I have the 52, there's a psychological term for this. When you have too many options, what's that called? When you have like 52 flavors versus
paralysis and analysis by, what is it?
Yeah, like you have too many options. You know what I'm saying?
Paralysis by analysis. You have too much shit, so you freeze up.
Yeah, 52 flavors, Baskin Robbins. Mm-hmm. I can't shop for medicine. It all looks the same to me. Wait, that's for headaches, but that's for stronger headaches. But that's for migraines. Do I have a migraine? What's this? Mm-hmm. Tylenol? This one's extra strength. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Like my brain and then I go, nothing. The simplest one, You know what I mean? Just fucking tell me what I need to get. And like, I think most people operate in that world. That's why self-help books are so important. But when you give advice, you should give advice. You be like, this is what works for me. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life because we didn't live the same life.
But check this out. Actually, you know what? This kind of transitions into something that
you want to ask me?
Well, yeah. I think we had mentioned it at one point on a running, like just randomly. It's like, if you can give advice to younger people, like just to kids, like fucking like somebody that is just trying to figure out life, like what kind of advice would you give them?
Oh, you know,
and we'll go by sections, like just like one random shit. We'll talk about that.
You want me
I'm
to tell
kind
you
of
a story?
curious.
You want me to tell you a story about exactly that situation?
Sure.
My therapist.
Yeah. Is she hot? Is a dude?
No, it's a lady, but
is she hot?
I can't.
I can't.
I don't want to. I don't see her that way. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I told her that day, I was like, I want to make a joke that I think I'm falling in love with my therapist because she's the only woman that's ever understood me. You know
that's not funny though.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny because you don't know that, like, whatever.
I got you. I'm fucking with you.
No, and then she had to sit there and she like asked me, she's like, let's talk about this. And I was like, this isn't a thing. I'm not in love with you. And she goes, oh, okay. And I was like, I just want to make that very clear. I'm not in love with my therapist. And so she asked me one day, she said, Franco, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say to him?
That's a good shit right there.
Dog. Woo! Woo! Did that fucked me up. And you know what I said?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Hey,
Hey.
don't do cocaine.
I'm
You
just
might
saying,
like it too much.
hey, you know.
Hey, kid.
Hey.
No, I said to her, do you remember this? Coldplay.
Yeah.
You told me this lyric. We were tripping on acid. And I don't know if we were tripping, but it was around that time they were doing acid and stuff like that. And you said to me, it's like, it's an interesting lyric on one of these Coldplay songs that says, no one ever tells you how hard life. Oh, no, people always tell you that life is hard, but they never tell. No, people don't. What's the lyric? They don't tell you how easy life is. People always tell you life isn't easy, but they don't tell you how hard it is.
Yeah.
That's the lyric.
Yeah.
By Coldplay on the song Yellow or whatever. I don't know. It's like one of their first two albums, right? And that's what I told my younger self. I told myself I told my younger self I was like, it's like what I would tell him, I would be like, this shit's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna struggle. Like I would have hugged myself and been like, like, hey,
like, heads
just
up.
so you know, dog, like, you're not gonna get a lot of these, so I'm gonna give you one, and everything's gonna be okay. But shit's gonna be real fucking hard.
I would have just told myself to invest in Bitcoin. I'm like, yo, hey man. I was like, look, there's this thing called cryptocurrency. Okay, so all right, let me start over. Okay, there's this thing called the internet, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, what is it? It's like fuck, man, I forgot to explain it. It's like, yo, this is a thing called the internet, and we just go from there. Like, yeah, no, it's not like a physical net. Like, we gotta have a full fucking conversation with this little guy. Nah, dude. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one. Like, yeah.
What would you say to your younger?
To my younger self? Fuck, man. I don't even know, man. I mean, this
knowing what your life
I'm trying
is
to think
today.
of. Actually, I got one for you. This I find interesting. Young people do an equation with life, but they don't know how to add time to it. So, like, when you're young, let's say something happens to you.
Whoa. Younger Jairo just got lost in what you just said.
Yeah, no, that's
Make it simpler.
Yeah. No, people never, when you're young.
If you're 5 years old, and
this
your
for anybody.
5-year-old Jairo is not understanding.
Bro, I'm not going to explain shit to a 5-year-old Jairo.
Okay, so how old is
shit,
Jairo here
bro.
that you're explaining?
I don't fucking know. 12, 13?
Okay,
Why not? That's a better, like, a more, like, a age that you can understand.
Traumatic
stuff
shit
better.
has already happened, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can, you know what I mean? But you're capable of understanding. Like, but I'm going to sit there and explain death to a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, but a 13, 12-year-old, I can explain that shit to them. But, like time, like I say, like, we forget time. And this is something I've been telling my cousin. He's a younger dude. He's like early 20s and shit. And I'm telling him, like, in all the equations that you do, you don't know shit about how to add time to it. You know? Like, you can have a fear of doing something that'll take you 10 years. Because you're like, in 10 years, I'm going to be so old. And you're like, you're not going to be shit in 10 years. You're going to be fucking young as fuck. You're going to be fine. You're like, imagine when you're 12 and I tell you, if you do this for 10 years, your life is going to be amazing. Like, in 10 years, your life is going to be the shit. And you're like, dude, but I'll be like 22. That's so far. Like that's going to be so far away. I'm going to be so old when I'm 22. Humans
can't, like, for instance, like right now, exactly what you just said. It's interesting. This is a psychological fact. Humans can't grasp 100 years.
No, they can't.
Like your
and
brain,
when you're young, you can't grasp 20 years.
It's like when your brain thinks infinite.
Mm-hmm. No, you can't.
When like your brain goes, the universe is infinite. Like, I just told your brain that, Blake, and your brain just went, I don't know what.
Yeah, that doesn't.
There's not a. What do you mean? It never ends. Everything always ends.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's a minute. There's 2 minutes. What do you mean it's infinite? Your brain can't grasp
we're not meant
time.
to deal with X amount of time.
So, like, when you tell a child, that's why, like, when you're a kid, you tell a kid 20 minutes, and little kid, fucking 20 minutes. As an adult, 20 minutes goes by like that. Yeah. You're like editing a video, and it's like fucking 3 hours went by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, eh.
So you tell them that
like
time,
that's because that's super important.
But in reference to what? That seems very
that's
vague.
the thing, is everything, because everybody, like, you think about everything, anything that you want to do in life, like, you talk about, oh, I want to do X, you know what I mean? But you don't know how long it's gonna take, and you stress out about how much time is 10 years. You stress out about how much time is 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, you're stressed about it because it seems like a pretty long time. The reality is, every day you wake up, like right now, like every day I wake up, 10 years have fucking passed. it's fast. You know what I mean? It's a blink of an eye, like that.
You told
I tell
me
people
that-
every time you fucking open your eyes and shit like that, you like one day you're just gonna fucking close your eyes, you're gonna open it, you're gonna be fucking 40, 50, 60, you're gonna be looking back. You know what I
what's
mean?
funny?
So,
You told
and
me
it flies by.
Dude, you told me that when I was 19 years old.
Mhm.
You told me while we were tripping on acid, you said take pictures
Correct.
because
That's why. By the way, that's why I
moment-
became a photographer.
this. Oh, there you go.
You wanted to know.
There you
right?
go.
It had to
This
do with
guy,
it had to do with
years ago,
Katrina.
before we became
yeah.
before I became a photographer, I had a problem not taking pictures because I had really bad acne. Dude, I didn't look at myself in the mirror in like high school for like 2 years because my acne was so bad, dog.
Mhm.
So like when I got older, my acne went away and shit like that. I'm lucky I don't have craters in my face and shit like that. And I used to pop and shit, burst in the fucking window and shit, fucking wipe that shit off. In the fucking mirror in the bathroom and shit was gross. So I was really gnarly. And I had them here, I had them here, I had them everywhere. Like I would wish them away. I started here and I said, God, please, if you could just make them go away from my forehead, and he'd put them here. And I'd be like, if you can just make them go away here, boom, here. Or if you just make them go away here. And it's like I went through over the years, I just prayed it away, and it's like my brain went and it just moved it around until I got older and it just went away. But like, so like I had trouble when I was around that age taking pictures because I was like, oh, I don't look good. Like I look like shit. I had that stigma. I was traumatized. And that's why I didn't take pictures. And I remember you told me that. You said, like, take pictures. This moment is never going to happen again.
Correct.
Like, this thing is never going to happen again. And every year, you said this to me, and I've said this to other people. I'm like,
I tell you, it's not gonna last forever.
every
Heads
year,
up.
it was
Yeah.
just January.
I was
We
telling you,
were
man.
just celebrating New Year's. And you told me this. The older you get, faster.
The faster it goes.
Faster it goes. The faster it goes. The faster it goes. The faster it goes. There's not enough hours in the day now as an adult. And as a kid, you look at time and you go, 6 hours?
It's such a fucking long time.
Dude, you can do so. There's not I need more time. Like right now, I stopped doing everything that I'm doing now. I just set this up. Everything that involves comedy, social media, anything that I stop at 11. At 11 p.m., that's it. After 11, that's me. I get to watch TV. I get to cook and eat my food and smoke my weed and go to bed. That's my time. You know what I mean? And I needed to separate that because I was getting overwhelmed and shit like that. But that's super interesting that you would sit there and tell your younger self that time is everything. And what I like about that is that
important,
well, time is everything. Fucking J. Cole has a song in his new album, The Off Season, that calls him 100 mil and I'm still on the grind. All I see is you guys spending your money and wasting your time. He goes, you're just wasting time. He goes, you're not spending money, you're wasting time. That's what I see everybody doing. Time is so precious.
Yeah.
That's the one thing in life you can't get back is your time. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people in the pandemic realize that with like work and all this shit. And a lot of people are like, why aren't people going back to their shitty job?
Like, what do you
Because
think?
they realized that wasn't happiness. That like you took them out of that. You know what I'm saying? And then the Matrix broke. For 4 or 5 months in America, the Matrix was like, we broke it, and the people woke up a little bit and we're like, wait, I've always wanted to do this thing. I've always wanted to learn video editing. That's why we're here. There's 3 cameras here, lighting and all this shit because he decided during the pandemic that he was gonna learn how to do this shit.
Yeah,
Blake, you know, and you have decisions to make in life, you know, and I think there comes a point, like I was talking to that guy yesterday at the store where he's 32, because I asked everybody, like, yo, how old are you? I'm interested in that question because around 30, that's when there's a fork in the road and you have to make a decision. Am I going to keep living this way or am I going to confront everything and change it and change the story? And I'm at that point right now where I'm changing the story. Did you have another question you want to ask? I really like that question.
No, I mean, but like, just like to talk about the time thing too. It's like,
yeah.
You can do that. You can add it to anything. You know what I mean? So like a kid wants to do a certain career and shit like that. Like I said, they don't think about how long it takes, and they fear that shit. They if they're hurt, if you have an emotional stress, at some point you gotta be like, oh yeah, you know what? Usually I blink and then like hours have passed by. Like every time you become aware of your situation, a lot of time has passed by. You know, from this situation right now, a lot of fucking time has passed by since we started this podcast, technically. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when you're like, remember you're saying you're stressed about shit, you get angry about something, or you feel a certain way, like emotionally unstable. Like when that's happening, you can like kind of step away from yourself and go, okay, this is happening right now, and then like time's gonna happen, like it always fucking does, and then I'm not gonna feel this way anymore anyway. So if I stress about it right now, what's the point? Like if you piss me off, by the way, like if you fucking piss me off, like just give me time, you'll be fine. I won't be mad at you in a little bit of time. You give me a fucking day, I'll be fine. But if you fucking keep talking to me and we keep going with this conversation, we can argue and fight for days if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? But if you keep resetting it, you hit me up in a couple hours and keep having a conversation that we're arguing about, it's just you're gonna reset me. I'm like, yo, reset me, give me a fucking day, and you'll be fine. And I won't even care anymore. But I know that, I know that shit for a fact. So at the time, I try to be zen about that shit.
It's funny. That's what I've been learning. Learning how to do.
What I'm saying, right? So like, imagine if somebody would have taught you when you were younger. Yeah, all that shit passes. You're gonna be fine. Like that's pretty good.
Lacking emotional intelligence. That's literally what my problem is that no one ever sat me down and said, "Hey, how you feel isn't dictated how your day is going
everybody
to be,
acts like
how
it's
your
permanent.
life is going. Oh,
Yeah.
It's catastrophic,
bro.
It's the end of the world in my life.
If people understood the time situation, they don't commit suicide. You know what I mean? Like very little people have real reasons to commit suicide. Like, you're dying, terminally ill, and you want to kill yourself. All right, go nuts. I don't care. Kill yourself, right? But if you're a fucking person that, like just feels that life is like this and that way, whatever, I'm like, bro, just wait. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna, time, bro. You just don't. You have no clue. You don't know. You never add time to the equations of your stress and your suffering.
But here's the thing. Why do we fall into that trap? And I believe that we fall into the trap of like things feeling so overwhelming and we need to get stuff done. We need to figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Because of the world around us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, people are doing things. People are doing this. People are doing that. I'm stuck at work. You know what I mean? Like I can't do the things that I want to do because I spend 45 hours a week working. I spend 50 hours a week working. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There are those traps that you end up getting into like life. And I think a lot of people go through that. And some people, I'll be honest with you, man, some people need to work those jobs. Some people need to do that shit. And some people like that is their shit in life. You know what I mean?
That's why we go back to that meaning thing. Remember I was talking about another podcast is like, there's a situation with the meaning thing. Does your suffering have meaning? If your suffering has no meaning, if you're working 80 fucking hours a week somehow and you're doing it for no reason, like without meaning, then your life is shit.
And that's where depression, that's where like time starts to slow down there.
Time does when you're time
busy,
this is what time does something actually. Viktor Frankl explains this shit in the book A Man's Search for Meaning, which is a fucking great book. Again, we talk about it the other day, but he explained
that
little thing I sent you about it.
That's where I got the attitude thing from.
Isn't that interesting,
dude? It changed. These guys were in the middle of the Holocaust, okay, working in a death camp, and they're both this guy who studies psychology and studies human behavior. And before the Holocaust happened, he happened to be studying this, and he just happened to be put in the perfect situation to be in the front lines to study human behavior. And he's sitting there in the crack of dawn. They've been working all night and they're shoveling and the sun's coming up and they see the sun coming up over the trees and it's just beautiful, quiet morning. The birds are chirping, okay? And this guy stops, all right? He stops next to him working and he looks at him and he goes, if our wives could see us now. And they start laughing. And this is when this guy realizes that happiness, which like we're all searching for with self-help books, with meditation, with this, we're all searching for happiness, and happiness isn't a thing. It's an attitude. It's a choice. Mm-hmm. The choice that man made at that moment to be like, we're in the worst situation possible. Yeah. But if these bitches can see us working our asses off now.
Like, look, I look so thin, bro. Like,
it's fascinating. And it's insanity. That moment changed my whole perspective on like life.
Like chances are both of which were dead. Like which just steps the joke up even more. It's like
we're
if they
dead.
Could see us now, you think it's because like, just because they're somewhere else. No, they're probably dead. Like if they could see us now, Like,
yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that when you sent me that video and I watched it on my way to work, changed
immediately, right? I read that book and I was like, well, this is fucking insane. I read that book and immediately, like, again, it changed my life. I was like, I never stopped talking about it because I thought it was so fucking impressive. Because first, not a lot of people get that opportunity. For you to be a professional in a certain situation and end up in a fucking, like, you're a professional, you're a psychologist.
You come up with the hypothesis before the Holocaust.
Yeah, and then you end up in a Holocaust to explore your hypothesis.
And then you survive.
By the way, that motherfucker,
you survived it.
Yeah, he survived it, bro. He rewrote his book multiple times because the Nazis kept taking it and destroying it. So he would have to rewrite his notes. He's like, "Oh, this is my life work, man. Like, can you guys like not destroy it?" And they're like, "Well, fucking burn all that shit, get rid of it consistently." And he's like, "I'm just gonna have to remember as much as I can and fucking move forward." And he got out of it. You know what I mean? And he fucking made it. But he talks about people hallucinating. Like. You're having your dreams about leaving. You're like, oh my God, how cool would that be? Oh, and it's just like, and if those people can find happiness, like anybody can find happiness, A person in the Holocaust can find happiness, fucking anybody can. And that's probably important. You see, those are the type of books that I think that people should read in school. Like, and people don't fucking, you know what I mean?
But here's the problem though. It's not even, the thing is, the system for school, that's a whole different conversation about life and stuff like that, what they should be teaching in school versus what, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that happiness, I was listening to Tim Ferriss the other day with Brene Brown, and which she studies, she's a social worker. She's a social worker under research. She researches.
Is Tim Ferriss the reason you stopped working on social media after 11?
Coincidentally, he said, he's like,
I read his books. Yeah,
he's like, after a certain time,
you have to quit.
Dude, by the way, if you want, a comic, if you're a comedian out there, go listen to Tim Ferriss and Jerry Seinfeld. Tim Ferriss and Jerry Seinfeld. It's one of the best things, and it happened during the pandemic, and so it's very recent. And it's this guy's. He explains his system. He explains how explains to his, like, how Jerry Seinfeld explains to his daughter what writing is like. And like how it's the hardest thing you're ever going to fucking do. Okay. To sit down and write. It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but nobody tells you that.
Yeah.
And that's, you see what I'm saying? What did I tell myself as a kid? If somebody would have told me this shit's going to be hard, I would have been like, let's go for hard. And then as my life goes on, it keeps getting shattered and shattered and shattered. But I'm listening to Tim. What were we just talking about? What did you just say?
You're listening to Tim Ferriss and you're talking about...
No, but in reference to what you just said about the meaning of life and...
No, I just say stuff. I don't remember anything that I ever say.
Yeah, but also like, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna tell you. It'll probably come back to me, but it's been blowing my mind, like just these simple methods of like, and Jerry Seinfeld said this about like, you got to have a system. Mm-hmm. He's like, if you don't have a system, and he goes, you reward yourself when you don't have a schedule and you don't have like, for instance, when you get off of work, how do people reward themselves when they get off of work 9 times out of 10? Let's go grab a cocktail. Let's go have a good time. Mm-hmm. You need to do that when you write. You say, I'm going to write. He goes, it's unrealistic to say, I'm going to edit. I'm going to write all day. No, you're not. You just gave, once again, time. You gave yourself infinity. Mm-hmm. You gave yourself infinity, and now it seems overwhelming. But if you say, I'm going to write for 1 hour, and at the end of 1 hour, pencils down, like Jerry said, pencils down, and you reward yourself.
Yeah.
Go eat ice cream, told his daughter. Now you get to go eat ice cream. Reward yourself after you do the thing. You know what I mean? Because that's the hardest thing that anybody can do is write. Sit down and write. And you deserve a reward. And you forget that. You know what I mean? Like you focus so much on the work and stuff like that. And but the thing is, that's consistency and discipline. What he's saying is that the discipline of being like, I'm gonna write for 2 hours, I'm gonna stop at 11, I'm gonna do my work for this time, and to be able to balance myself out. And that's what I'm trying to find in life.
That's why the military is good. You just go into the military and they just tell you everything you have to do, and then you just keep going with that rhythm. Where you're like, I wake up at this time, I do this at that time. Like that's why I tell people, I'm like, yo, you want to find some discipline and shit? Go to the military, bro. You have some fun.
But you can also, what I think a lot of people are finding, like a lot of people are struggling from like self-love and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I don't want to talk. I'm fucking done talking about this fucking, because I want to talk about something that I fucking learned. Okay, this is something that I fucking learned that was super fucking interesting, and I want to discuss it with you. And you guys probably know this, but I'm gonna share it because I'm an idiot. coincidentally, not coincidentally,
He's dying.
I'm dying. I need water before I get into this.
Fuck, man. Motivation.
No, I bought alcohol, and Jairo bought me coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is a reason for that. Okay. Because I recently learned that up until the 1600s, when coffee was brought to Europe,
production levels
the Industrial Revolution happened.
Productivity blew the fuck up.
Productivity blows up. You want to know why? Because from the 1600s back from the beginning of time, people were hammered all day.
They were drunk as fuck.
Yeah. Now check this out.
Even kids.
Check the yes,
yeah, even the kids, especially the kids.
They
were
used
little.
to feed children cider in the morning, and the reason was because not because we're alcoholics, it's because water could kill you.
Yeah, if you want to clean water, you add alcohol to it, like a disinfectant.
No, you ferment it with yeast.
You're disinfecting the water.
Basically, now the difference is that the alcohol content wasn't like a 6% beer. The wine wasn't like that. It was basically like take wine, put water in it, like currant wine, put water in it, water it down, let it sit, put a little bit more water in it. That's why when Jesus turned water into wine, he probably just squeezed some fucking grapes in there, and he's like, hey, here you go, bitches, this fermented fucking. Yeah, just wait 24 hours, it'll be wine tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's what they don't tell you in the Bible. Time. They'll tell you the time.
It took 3 weeks.
Be like, yeah, it took 3 weeks. Right?
Bam.
He's like, guys, I'll be right back.
No, what is it? Turn around.
No. He did the old trick. Where like he has like the water containers, and then he has the wine already fermented, like from back for like a couple months or whatever. And then he's like, guys, turn around. Turn around. Watch this. Boom. Wine.
I'm telling you.
What's up, Blake?
He just went into a room. And he was just like, I'm going to turn this water into wine. And then just comes out with wine. It's like, no, you just...
Yeah, just walked into a room.
You just
quick.
put the water down and picked the wine up and came the fuck out.
Could you imagine? That's what he did. He's like, I got some shit fermenting over there for 2 months. Watch this.
Watch this shit.
He was just more clever than everyone else. But like, it blows my mind that for up to the 1600s, which you're talking about, almost 5,000 to 2,000 years of recorded history, people were hammered. And it explains wars, irrational thinking, like a lot of the way people thought back then and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the why things happened. You know what I'm saying? Like whole nations went to war over titties. You know what I'm saying? Like complete civilizations. Troy.
Yes.
Troy disappeared off of the map because she decided to go fuck somebody from another fucking sect. And they were like, oh no, we're getting our bitch back. Okay? Not necessarily like that. These are not
it's
real
just like that.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
And then fucking Troy just became a story. Could you imagine?
Dude.
That guy was drunk. He took my bitch. He took my lady. No. Tell them. Hold on. More wine. Tell them that I'm coming.
She's
over.
mine. That's my girl.
Dog, think about it.
Everybody's had that drunk friend.
But that's what I mean. Think about it. Like
I'm the one who hits it right now.
Yeah.
You can't hit it like this. You're like, oh, that fucking guy's drunk again.
I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm driving. It's like, bro, you can't. You can't drive. You can't go to
drive.
war with these guys, bro. You guys are smashed. It's like, no, we're leaving tonight.
Dog. I'm telling you, dude, it changed when I found that out. I went, why is no one talking? Like, and then I went to go say this to some people, and they were like, you didn't know this? And I was like, you don't know, you didn't put two and two together and realize that everything in history, everything that's ever happened, were just a bunch of fucking drunks. Okay, writing stories and being like, his name was John.
Everybody's fucked up. That's true. Think about it. Everybody's ever wrote anything. They were all fucked up while they were doing it.
Edgar Allan Poe, all of them, fucking any artist, fucking, they were all hammered up until the 1600s. Okay, they were all fucking hammered. What's up, Blake?
It was just gonna be like like if it was back in that time and like the guy cheated on her or the girl cheated on him and he's like, just go fucking kill them. And he's like, we can't do that. Like we're building a horse. We have a whole fucking horse that we're building right now. And he's like, well, I don't care. Just put the fucking people in there and throw that shit in the city. I don't give a fuck.
Doug,
And they're like the best general of all time.
Doug,
Trojan horses.
Doug,
forever.
think about it.
Just
Drunk
smash.
thoughts. Drunk thoughts. Will Ferrell, we're going streaking through the quad in old school.
Yeah.
That's Alexander the Great going, we're going to India, okay? We're fucking conquering every part of the fucking known world, okay? That's a drunk asshole, okay? That's some fucking guy sitting at a bar just going like, tonight is the night, okay? That we fuck everybody up on that side of town. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro.
These are all drunk thoughts. I can't look at history the same anymore. Anybody, Winston Churchill, give you a fucking great example. He would drink scotch for breakfast with a cigar, a whole bottle of champagne for lunch, a whole bottle of champagne for fucking dinner. And this guy was out here starting world wars.
That fool was like a rapper, bro.
Doug,
Holy fuck.
Doug,
This guy, bro.
Doug, Winston Churchill.
He got a little like fucking like what is that? That styrofoam cups and shit, double cupped. Fucking
Dog, he was a
sipping on
rapper.
some
Yeah.
lean.
By the way, all crystal. Just Trey, he would get his breakfast served in bed. Okay, his breakfast served in bed with orange juice, scotch, eggs, cigar. He'd lay in bed all crystal. Crystal everything.
Man.
Rappers don't even live like that.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
ballin'.
that's fucking baller, dog. That's how he started his morning. Okay, and Bert Kreischer actually did. He's like, for my birthday, I want to do Winston Churchill Day, and I'm gonna do everything like his schedule. Like I'm gonna wake up, and his wife bought him the fucking crystal. Like looked at the picture of his shit and got him all the stuff and like served it. He goes, and he's the only one that could. I would never be able to drink it like that. Just get hammered all day, but champagne is bubbly. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's wine.
You know, it's fine. Yeah, it's light.
But it just blows my mind that all these fucking people were just hammered. And here's the thing. Advances in technology were after the 1600s, Industrial Revolution, all that shit, right? Amazing. Correct. I said earlier I want to stop cursing. I think cursing might take off over
Like,
here.
fuck it.
Yeah. It's fuck it. So 1600s, fucking, everybody's fucking hammered. Another historical moment where alcohol is outlawed in this culture. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the Muslim Islam culture.
Mm-hmm.
And they come up with algebra.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like just think
They
about
come up with arithmetics. Yeah.
Think about that.
Like,
they
came up with-
created the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think this is my hypothesis. I don't know if everybody's fucking. I'm not a scientist, but I think that it's because they weren't drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were hammered all the time, like the rest of the fucking world, they were just like, let's conquer that shit over there. You know what I mean? Like those are all drunk thoughts, dog.
Yeah, they were done with that part. Ottoman Empire and shit.
that's why it became part of the religion, though. Like they learned that they looked around, they saw alcohol was destroying everybody, and they're like, let's build like a group of people that don't do that. And thus a whole religion was born.
Oh,
I mean, that's how religions pretty much come about.
Is this your hypothesis, or you read this somewhere?
No. I mean, this is just my hypothesis.
Okay.
But like Judaism, that used to be an oral tradition. Like that was a religion that was literally, it was only passed because they didn't really have writing back then. It was just passed down through word of mouth of how to live. Like Judaism, at least I've heard, I talked to someone and he broke it down for me, and it was just, Judaism is just a way to live. It's just an efficient way to live. They have like a moral calculator in the Torah. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you have to make a decision, weigh these things, and then you can make your decision.
They have a system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super. It's fucking wild, dog. It's fucking wild. But that shit blew my mind, and I was ridiculed by some people. They're like, you didn't know that? And I'm like, no, you don't understand the implications
no.
of
Some
this.
people know shit, but they don't like analyze shit, which is very different.
Like the implications of this is unbelievable. That like nobody's ever been like, wait, why am I listening to anything before the 1600s?
Mm-hmm.
These people were fucking. It's like listening to your drunk uncle. We're gonna go kill a goat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
we're
like,
gonna go over there. We're gonna party. We're gonna party hard.
so that
We're
shit
gonna
that
come
you're
back.
saying. So look, this is the difference. So what you paid attention to something, like it trips you out because your brain like thinks about it past the point of that conversation. So there's a lot of people like this. This is the one way that I kind of tested a little bit, and I like. All right, so there's a thing where it goes, if you take a piece of paper, and I posted this up one time, if you take a piece of paper and fold it like 103 times, like, do you know how tall it would be? You guys know? Do you know?
Tall enough to go to like the sun and back and around the moon or some shit.
No.
No, the size of the paper.
No, it would actually like this is why it's like it trips me out. It would be taller than the known universe.
If you grab a piece of paper
and
any
fold
piece
it,
of paper,
I'll fold it 103 times. Yeah, and keep folding it. It's like you can't get past a certain point, but that's how it goes.
I think you can't get past 6 folds.
Somebody got it up
6
to
or
like
7.
12 or some shit like that. But yeah, normal people, it just you've seen it with like really thin paper and big and shit. It's really like it's a whole thing.
To specify, fold in half. Because you
Correct.
can fold that shit as many times as
Correct.
you want.
No, they like fold it in half on half and half and half and half.
it would become the
and it'll
size
keep-
of the known universe.
Correct.
At 103.
Correct.
I don't.
You don't believe it, right?
My brain can't. My brain.
Yeah,
I'm
if
too
you
dumb.
take,
I'm
like-
way too dumb to understand that. Like to even my
Yeah.
brain, I can't wrap my head around that. I can't. Like I'm like you're saying it right now. My brain's
Yeah, like you start
I don't even
thinking,
know what that
like
means.
start thinking about it, like
it's infinity to me.
yeah, well, yeah, it's basically like so that information, it to me is mind blowing, right? It's fucking mind blowing.
It's curiosity.
It's crazy as fuck. That's what it is.
Insane.
So okay, so your reaction of like, wow, that's insane. There's two types of different people. There's I mean, obviously tons of different types of people, but there's people that I say that to and they're like, really? Oh, that's kind of crazy. And I'm like, are you not like
You're not listening.
grasping what the fuck I'm saying? Do you
Yeah.
understand how insane that is? Like how fucking crazy that is that you take if you were to take a paper, fold it 103 times, that shit would be bigger than the universe. And people are like, oh yeah, I mean that sounds crazy. I don't believe it, but that's interesting. I can pull it up, information. Like, oh, okay, cool. If it doesn't like make your brain go, holy shit, what the fuck is this? This is fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you're alive. Like, you need to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's
Like if they're just like, oh, okay. Like their brain is not processing it or thinking about it further than just like the information that would just put in front of them. Like, oh, cool.
it's like a Google search. Yeah.
Ah,
What's up, Blake?
Well, if you just did it, like if you think of folding a piece of paper as an equation, you're just doubling something. So it's just showing you that the
Correct.
universe fits within 103 of anything doubled.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
look, it's like this. Look, you times something by 2. Let's do it this way. Look, so like what? Like basically,
He's
you're,
showing me on a
you're doubling.
calculator, Yeah.
You're doubling it, right? So,
Yeah.
like 1 + 1, right? 2. Then you double it times 2, right?
Uh-huh.
We did it twice.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
Two.
Holy
28,
hours.
29,
shit.
Yeah.
30. At 30, I'm already at trillion. See what I'm saying? So now I gotta multiply that. Continue to multiply that trillion. Double it up by itself. Double it up by itself.
Have you seen this?
Double
Do
it
you
up
know
by
what he's
itself.
talking about?
Exponential growth? Yeah.
Correct. So it's an exponential growth, but it's like you were talking about like everything doubling. And when you double something 103 times, the number is so fucking big that like it's just a fucking humongous number. I mean, like I said, we're up to 30 and we're at a trillion, and every time it's gonna double after that.
That's
So if the
wild.
paper is this thin, well, it double. By the time it gets to those trillion already, that shit's fucking past us the fucking moon. You know what I mean? And I keep doubling on top of that. Boom, boom, boom. Eventually it gets to like basically covers up the whole universe. It's enough to reach one side to another. And we can't comprehend that. And when people hear that, if you get that reaction, wow, we can be friends. Because your head, you know, your
Critical
brain is
thinking.
going, you're going, oh shit, this is fucking crazy.
You think that's why we're friends?
Probably.
Because like we're both like shit. Like the video you showed me
Right
earlier.
place,
Like, I was
right
like, yo, I've
time.
seen this Jeff video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jeff's
Right?
a gangster, dog. I fucking
Yeah.
love that dude. Yeah.
Right place, right time. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's how it is. You know what I mean? So if you don't believe it, go look it up. How many times you fold a paper? 100. I believe it was 103. It should be.
That's
Rest of the 107. I think it's 103. But yeah, it's
pretty
fucking
fascinating.
insane.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, Google it, please. And I think that's the end.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
This is the end, not the movie.
Yeah. Yo, Google some
See you
shit.
later, dog.
Google some shit, people.
Go fuck yourself.